If you wanted to learn how to make an Asian classic, follow along and I'll show you how. While the doggo sleeps, I thought I'd make an Asian staple. Something you see on most menus at any Asian restaurant in Australia, let alone probably the world as well. Maybe not Scotland. But today we are making pork wontons. Fairly simple to make, just a little time consuming, a bit of chopping to do. But it's a good skill to know because you know what? Homemade is always better than frozen. So follow me along and I'll show you step by step on how to do it. So the first step for this recipe is rehydrating some dried shiitake mushrooms, which we have 6 of. You can use any sort of dried mushroom. You can use porcini if you want as well. I know they're more European, but it's the mushroom flavor you kind of go for. A little bit of mushroom flavor and it adds a sort of juicy texture to the wonton. So for this, we're just going to cover these 6 with boiling water and leave these for 10 minutes until softened. Just cover them with water and you're ready to go, just leave them be. So next step for this is dicing up some wombok stem. So that's the white part of the stem here. So we're going to dice this up and salt it. The reason we salt it is to take the moisture out so the texture of the wombok stays crisp in the dumpling. So you got a textural thing going on, because just pork mince by itself is like eating chewing gum. So you want that through it. You want that through it to help break up your pork chewing gum. So follow me, I'll show you what to do. So to prepare your wombok, just cut off the outer leaves. And you just want to keep the white bit like that. This we can put aside because we'll use that as a garnish. So continue with your, we're using 4 here, so just continue on and just do all of them like this. When your wombok looks like this, what you want to do is cut it in half, and then we're just going to do strips, like so. You just want little textural bits to go through your pork chewing gum.
You stop calling it that.
No, through your pork mince, and then dice it up like this. So when your wombok is diced up like this, you want to add it to a bowl. Get your knife and scrape it up. Most chefs will tell you not to do that because it blunts the knife, but whatever. I'm not a chef anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So just add it to a bowl like that. And you want to add a good amount of salt to help get the moisture out. Probably a tablespoon. And then just get your pocket spoon and just mix that up so all the salt covers the wombok. And what we're going to do is leave that for 10 minutes to help the moisture come out of the wombok, and then we'll come back and we'll rinse it off and I'll show you what to do next. So while that's macerating, we're going to slice up some spring onions to go through our pork wonton mix. Doesn't have to be anything fancy this time around. We just want the white parts mainly. Just thinly slice it so it's little rounds like so. So you just want to cut them up to about there. These green parts that we've got at the end, we're going to just put those aside and save those for later. So the sliced spring onions, we add to 300 grams of pork mince. So here we've got 3 cloves of crushed garlic and 2 tablespoons of ginger, which has all been grated. That goes in there. I did a great job of doing it. So to that, we're going to get a teaspoon and a teaspoon of caster sugar. Also, some black pepper, probably about a tablespoon, because it helps bring out the flavour of the pork, and it's nice to have those little bursts of pepper come through. 2 tablespoons of Chinese rice wine, readily available. If you can't get it, you can use dry sherry, it's very similar. So 2 tablespoons of that. 1, 2.
Granny's like a sherry.
1 teaspoon of sesame oil. 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. Just adds a little bit more salt to it. And also, if I can get the lid off, whoa, yay! 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce as well. Adds a nice complex flavour to the pork. And to finish it off, we're just going to add half a teaspoon of salt.
Chef's kiss.
There we go. Now we're going to check on the other ingredients. Alright, it's been 10 minutes and the mushrooms are all pliable and soft now, as you can see. So we're going to dice these up exactly the same as the Chinese cabbage or wombok. The hot water brings them back, reconstitutes them back to their old texture. You can use fresh ones alternatively as well. So you find with the dry ones the flavours are more intense and they're also cost effective compared to fresh ones. So just dice them up, as I said, same way as the Chinese wombok. So they're all diced up like that. This mushroom water, reserve, and we're going to put it aside and I'm going to show you what to do with it at the end. Right, mushrooms are done. They go into your mix. Like so. Right. Now it's time to check the cabbage. So you can see after 10 minutes all the liquid has come out of the cabbage. So what we want to do now is run it under cold water and wash it out. So the best way to do this is get yourself a strainer, a fine strainer, and and then just wash out your bowl and wash out the cabbage. Just give it a good run around, like so. And you'll be able to tell if the salt washed out just by tasting it. Only takes a few minutes. Keep it moving around to get the salt off. And then there you go. Get yourself a chucks cloth, lay it down on your chopping board. We're going to wring out the excess water. Just like so. Then you want to wrap it up in a bonbon.
And a what?
Bonbon shape. It looks like a bonbon. And then twist it and wring it. And as you twist it, the moisture will come out. Give it a squeeze. Get all that water out. And you'll see, you want to get as much out as possible because you really don't want that much water in the mix. Done. Should look like this. It should come into one clump like that. All the moisture's gone. So this just goes into our wonton mix. Now, just get your trusty pocket spoon and mix it all about. Alright, just mix it all in, incorporate it all. You want even layers of all of this through your mince. And you know what? Get rid of the pocket spoon and just use your hands and get down and dirty. Alright, this is all incorporated now. We're just going to put that aside and I'll show you how to roll the dumplings. Get yourself 750 ml of chicken stock. Doesn't matter if it's fresh or cubes.
That was a circle. Yes.
And to that, we're just going to add those spring onion ends we had, and a knob of ginger, a couple of knobs of ginger that we're just going to cut up roughly and just add that to the broth. We're going to put it on a medium heat, and we're going to infuse the ginger and the spring onion while we roll our wontons. Ginger goes in. And then that leftover shiitake water we had earlier, we're just going to add that to the broth as well. So we don't want to waste it. Put that on a medium heat. Just a medium so it helps infuse all those flavours. Sort of medium heat is perfect for this because you want it to slowly infuse, like a tea.
Yeah. Head of security's just come in to make sure everything's alright. You all good with the HR department? Give me a high five. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a baking tray with some baking paper on it, and we're going to use this to put our dumplings on. Get some wonton wrappers, the square ones. You can use circular ones as well. Just get these from your local supermarket or Asian goods store. And now we're going to roll the dumplings. So this is how you do it. So do a couple at a time. So what you want to do is lay them out like diamonds.
Okay.
Get yourself a trusty pocket teaspoon And we're just going to put a teaspoon of filling in each of them. About that much. Smack bang in the middle.
Sorry, put your hand in.
And we're just going to put these all down. It's just a more economical and faster way to do it. It's by doing a batch at a time, opposed to one at a time. Get yourself some warm water and a pastry brush. And you just want to go over one side, the edges like this.
Well, that's two sides.
Yeah, it's one side. Like that. Now what you want to do is just get this corner, triangle, and then just use your fingers to go around like that. And we're going to do all of these, and then I'll show you the next step. Like that, and just seal them in. So you got your little triangles.
Little triangles of joy.
Like that. And when they're done, they should look like that. So the next step is you want to get your pastry brush. So get one of these edges. Just brush it with a little bit of oil. Keep your finger in the middle, like that, and then go around, and then squeeze it like that. And there you go. You have a
Like a hula.
hula hoop. Yeah, like a tortellini.
Okay. Well.
Like that. And just proceed and just continue along until they're all done. Soup is fusing away nicely as we go. While that's going on, you want to get yourself a pot of water on, bring that to the boil. Once it comes up to the boil, we'll chuck our dumplings in. Alright, water's boiling, so we're going to just chuck our dumplings in. Chuck what you want. How many do you want, cameraman?
4.
5, 6, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to boil these until they float up to the top of the water. That's when you know they're ready. So while they're cooking, we're going to finish off our broth that we had on earlier that was infusing with the ginger and the spring onion. Anyway, so now we're going to season this broth now that's infused. So to that we're going to add a teaspoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, not rice wine vinegar, but rice wine. 2 tablespoons of soy. 1, 2, and a splash of sesame oil. As much as little you want. I like quite a lot. And then just give that a stir. And you want to taste it, because you might need to add more sugar, more soy, salt, etc. And we'll see how we go. Definitely needs a little bit more rice wine. Touch more soy. And another half teaspoon of sugar. Or teaspoon, should I say. Mix that up. Now it's bang on. This is not going to be the same every time you make it, because different chicken stocks have different levels of chickenness, quackiness, pluckiness. So it's up to you, as these as a guideline to start off with, and then you can add as you go. It's a good starting base. Our dumplings are up, and we'll show you how to go. So they're all floating up the top now. So get yourself a spider or a whatever you call this thing, and a bowl, and just strain them off.
That spider was like a milkshake here.
Now, spider's a kitchen utensil to get this sort of stuff out.
Yeah, I figured.
With the leftover wombok you had earlier, I've just finally chiffonaded the cabbage, and we're just going to put that in the bottom so we don't waste it. And it's a little extra greenery to the dumpling dish. And then, just a couple of dumplings per serve. One, 2, 3, 4. With this as well, you can also do it as a main course. You can serve it with noodles. You can serve it with bok choy, other different vegetables like that. But the beauty of this dish is get yourself a strainer.
Sieve.
It's a strainer, the same thing. And a ladle. Your strainer. And then just ladle in your broth over the top. Put as little or as much as you want. And just finish off some trusty spring onions on the top. And a little bit of chili oil or whatever you'd like to add to it. Crispy shallots, whatever. Crispy garlic, roasted garlic, whatever. Do you want chili oil, cameraman? A little bit?
Yeah, go on.
Just a little bit over the top, a little bit of chili oil.
A little, that'll do. We don't have that much toilet paper.
A little bit of chili oil. You can add hoisin to this. You can add more soy sauce. You can do whatever you want. It's open to interpretation, what flavors you want. Bit of lime, whatever. And there you go. That's how you serve it up. If you like that video, please subscribe and like. Put down a comment if there's something you want me to make. And I'll do it and I'll get back to you. Anyway, have a great week. See you next week.